Strikes struck southern Lebanon and the southern suburbs of Beirut on Wednesday, killing at least 16 people, Lebanese officials say.
High-level media podcasts.
This comes as 50 aid trucks crossed into northern Gaza on Wednesday after a warning from U.S. officials that they may restrict military assistance to Israel if the humanitarian situation in Gaza does not improve.
The U.S. military recently conducted airstrikes using B-2 Spirit stealth bombers against Houthi targets in Yemen. This operation took place on October 17, 2024, and marked the first time these advanced bombers were deployed against the Houthi group, which has been actively disrupting shipping routes in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. And remember to subscribe to our channel High Level Media. Remember to hit the notification bell so YouTube can notify you each time we post a new video. Please leave your thoughts in the comments sections because your comments always means a lot. The strikes were aimed at degrading the Houthis' capabilities to conduct attacks on international shipping and military vessels. The U.S. Department of Defense reported that the B-2s targeted 5 underground weapons storage facilities that housed various advanced conventional weapons, including missiles and munitions used by the Houthis to threaten maritime security. According to Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, at least 2 B-2 bombers participated in this mission, although the exact number was not disclosed. The targets were described as hardened underground weapons storage locations, indicating that they were fortified against conventional attacks. The use of B-2 bombers allowed for a more significant payload delivery compared to previous operations that relied on fighter jets or drones. Austin emphasized that this operation demonstrated U.S. global strike capabilities and highlighted the ability to target facilities that adversaries attempt to conceal deeply underground or fortify against attacks. The strikes were also seen as a message to Iran, which backs the Houthi movement. The Houthis have been involved in a campaign targeting vessels in response to regional conflicts, particularly Israel's military actions in Gaza. Their attacks have included missile strikes and drone assaults on ships perceived as linked to Israel or its allies.
Well, guys, good morning. What we know is that the U.S. struck facilities that house a variety of weapons that the Houthis use to target both civilian and military vessels that are moving through the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. And as you said, the U.S. used for the first time B-2 bombers. And Secretary Austin talked about that. He said the weapons were housed in a hardened structure and that the precise attack by U.S. forces shows their ability to strike targets no matter how fortified or deeply buried underground. Now, the mission here is to try and prevent the Houthis from continuing attacks on vessels in these enormously critical waterways and, of course, to protect U.S. personnel. In light, of course, of that warning you mentioned from the U.S., we know 50 aid trucks have since made their way into Gaza via the Erez crossing. But here's the thing. Our teams on the ground have spoken with contacts involved with the distribution of aid who confirmed that the aid went to Gaza City and not the northern part of the Strip. So keep in mind, we're talking about a catastrophic situation, of course, throughout the entire enclave. But if you can imagine, the north is even worse. The UN said just this week that it appears as though northern Gaza is being completely cut off from the rest of the enclave. People, including children, have been dying from severe malnutrition. And, humanitarian aid agencies will tell you that 50 trucks is simply a drop in the ocean. Now, aid trucks entering, of course, is a sign that Israel got the message from the U.S., but we'll be watching, of course, very closely to see how they ramp up, if they ramp up aid over the course of the next 30 days, guys.
The U.S., along with British forces, has been actively working to counter these threats through airstrikes and naval deployments in the region. The recent airstrikes are part of a broader strategy by U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, to protect maritime traffic and deter further Houthi aggression while ensuring safe passage for international trade through critical waterways like the Red Sea. The U.S. military employed B-2 Spirit stealth bombers for precision strikes against Houthi weapons facilities in Yemen, marking a significant escalation in efforts to counteract threats posed by this Iranian-backed group. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and thanks to you and have a wonderful time. See you in the next one.